Hi Pisces, how are you? Welcome to your horoscope psychic tarot reading for the entire year of 2020. So this reading includes the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2020. So thank you for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment, and share with your friends and family, especially if you would be interested in a personal reading from me. Also, make sure you hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get a notification every time I go live. Make sure you turn notifications on, or all notifications on. And yes, make sure you also follow me on my social media pages. My Instagram is at LAMARR TOWNSEND Tarot, just like my YouTube name, and my Facebook is just like my YouTube name, LAMARR TOWNSEND Tarot, okay? And also, my website is LAMARR TOWNSEND Tarot. So if you want a personal reading from me, definitely check out my website. I do psychic tarot readings, I do astrology birth chart readings, and I also do candle work. I currently have a special. I need to get another lighter. I currently have a special. It is the New Year 2020 special, where you get one candle of your choice. I do have protection candles, love candles, money candles, and other candles. So check those out. You also get a 30-minute recorded psychic tarot reading and a 30-minute recorded birth chart reading only for $100. I also have other specials. I have the $55 special, which you get a 20-minute psychic tarot reading and a 20-minute birth chart reading recorded. And the New Year special is also recorded. So check those out. Let's cleanse the energies really quickly. Pisces. Let's cleanse the cards. Okay, so this is Pisces. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, and any placement in between. This is for, anyone that has prominent Pisces in their chart. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should get a birth chart reading from me, or a birth chart natal chart reading from me on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Now, speaking of natal chart, birth chart reading, before I get into your reading, Pisces, I want to bring something up to you, actually. Have you ever gotten a natal chart reading for yourself done? Have you ever had your natal chart read? This is a natal chart right here. All right. These are natal chart placements. So this is basically the energies of the current day that I'm reading. The sun is in Capricorn, as you can see. The moon, it looks like, is in Leo. And we also see the houses here. So I think it's really important that everyone get a birth chart reading. Because everyone has their own natal chart. This is a natal chart right here. This circle, very confusing circle. Everyone has their own natal chart, which is the placement of the planets at the time you were born. So many people think, it's just our sun sign, but we have a moon sign, we have a rising, we have a Venus, we have a Mars, Mercury, and so many other placements in our birth chart that make up our personality, that make up our life path, that make up, the family that we're born into, the mother that we have, the father that we have, the career, job, life purpose that we end up in taking. So it's so important to get a birth chart reading. I think especially with Neptune being in your sign, all right, you are ruled by Neptune, so Neptune is in your home, all right, it's in your sign. So Pisces, you're ruled by Neptune. You're also co-ruled by Jupiter, all right, but Neptune rules spirituality, it rules solitude, it rules our hidden strengths and weaknesses. Neptune also rules setting boundaries, illusions, and confusions, all right, seeing clarity. Neptune, all the rules are once again our spirituality, our connection to the spirit realm, which is why you all are such spiritual, metaphysical people, creative people at birth, pretty much. But when we have Neptune in Pisces, this energy is even more accentuated because we have Neptune in its home zodiac sign. And the only zodiac sign that is actually ruled by Neptune is you, Pisces. So that's very interesting as well. Makes you a very creative, very unique person. And I think that's why, once again, a birth chart reading would be really, really good for you, Pisces. And that's probably why Spirit wanted me to bring this up to you, because before I even did your reading, Spirit was like, no, you need to tell them about birth chart readings. And I was like, Spirit, don't you think most of them that watch my channel know about birth chart readings? Spirit actually said no. So I was like, well, what is the like purpose? Like, what is the specific meaning of the birth chart for Pisces specifically? Because I have one more zodiac sign to do to end this 2020 series for the year, which is actually yours. Interestingly enough, your sister sign or brother sign, Jupiter or Pisces, or I'm sorry, Sagittarius. So you and Sagittarius are both ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules long distance travel, philosophy, higher education, higher learning, our personal belief systems, the values that we live by. It rules the taboo and so many other things. So also makes you very creative and metaphysical. But I asked Spirit, I was like, what is the purpose of the birth chart? Like, why do you want me to show them the birth chart specifically? And they said because Neptune is in Pisces. And a birth chart, or figuring out your birth chart, will help you to navigate this Neptune and Pisces energy easier, and to take advantage of it, and to understand it more, and to understand yourself more. So that is my spiel for the beginning of the video, and Spirit is happy, so let's go ahead and get the reading started. Remember, I do birth chart readings as well, where I read your entire birth chart, your entire natal chart. So definitely check those out. Alright, and let's get your reading started. This hair is getting on my nerves. My Virgo rising is like, hates when something's out of place. Okay. Which, by the way, Virgo is your polar opposite zodiac sign. Lessons in astrology. So, what is in store for Pisces in the year 2020? What's in store for Pisces for the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2020 for Pisces? Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, and all placements in between. What's in store for Pisces? By the way, Neptune is going to be in Pisces until 2027. So keep that in mind as well. After it leaves your sign, it goes into Aries, which is a much different energy than Neptune and Pisces. Okay. Interestingly enough, Pisces, you could be called out, or you could have been called out recently in some way. There could have been a situation in your life in some way that made you realize your faults, in the sense of why you haven't progressed, why you haven't succeeded in your life the way you've wanted to. It's kind of like a mirror moment. Maybe some of you, and it's interesting, I don't know how I feel about this concept. I'm more of a soulmate person, but it's almost like you could have met your twin flame recently, or you could have met a soulmate recently, and meeting this soulmate was like meeting yourself in certain ways. Or there was an experience in some way, shape, or form of you somehow going into a different state, whether this means you were using, substances, alcohol, whatever it is, or meditating. It's like you realize that there's different parts of yourself. I feel like some of you like recently met your shadow self, and it's been a little hard to deal with. There's been so much chaos or mess around you or within you that it's like you're now just realizing, wow, like, look at the mess I caused, or look at the mess I was in. Because it could be different. Either it was a mess that you caused, or a mess that you were in. Or both. But it's almost like you weren't operating You were, but it's like you weren't operating within your own body. It was like you were operating from a space in which another part of you took over. Does that make sense? Like the shadow side of you took over. For some of you, this could be spiritual, and maybe something other than your shadow side took over. But I feel like for most of you, it's like your shadow side took over. In certain instances, your wounded self, the parts of you that have not healed, that have not released. And you become aware, you become enlightened in some way, and you're like realizing that's not me. This could also be abuse, like self-abuse, in the form of drinking, in the form of maybe sex, eating, overeating, choosing to be depressed. I know that it's not always a choice, but at some point it can become a choice. Because it's just more comfortable to stay in that energy rather than try to work yourself out of it. But whatever it is for you, Pisces, it's like you got stuck and then something woke you up. Something like a snap woke you out, like brought you out of that energy. And whatever it is that snapped you out of it, it's like it snapped you out of it for good. I feel like something snapped you out of a certain mentality. Almost like a victim mentality, like everything's happening to me. I have no control over what's happening to me. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, I'm just saying it in the sense of you didn't realize or you didn't know that you could snap yourself out of it in some sense. It's like you were surrounded by this energy of lower vibration and you didn't know how to get out of it. But now you're focused on the right things. You've realized what to avoid and what to surround yourself with now in order to avoid certain potholes. Because how I see it, Pisces, is it's like you fell into a pothole, like a really deep pothole that lasted for years. It took you years to find a way out of this pothole. And it's like you suddenly found your way out, and it's like after years of being in this surrounded by darkness, but like seeing this little sliver of light at the top, but not knowing how to get to the top, that light at the top. I hope this is making sense to someone. This is how Spirit is showing me. I'm a psychic as well as a tarot reader as well as an astrologer, so I can be all over the place. But it's like the light at the top, and it's like you get closer to the light, and it's like you reach the top of this pothole, and you climb out, and you see life again, and like life is like, it looks new to you. It's like overwhelming, but it's full of possibilities. You're back on ground level again. It's like, that's how I see it. You're coming out of a period of, for some of you, the dark night of the soul. A period of time, and this could last several years, Pisces, where there's just so much confusion and chaos in your life, and self-doubt, and worry and anxiety, and, several mishaps of heartbreaking nature. And it's just like, it's all meant to build you up to be stronger, to be able to withstand the harsh realities of life. It's like, and one thing I noticed about Pisces is that you all are like really powerful daydreamers or manifestors in that way. So it's like you could be so invested on something, so invested on an idea that, one day my life will change and I'll be this and I'll be that. And it's just like a fantasy. It's just an escape for you. But what you don't realize is that you giving that thought power is kind of transforming your life. And it's the universe, God, your angels, ancestors saying, okay, this is what you really want? Well, we can give you that, but you're going to have to go through a lot of changes and a lot of upheaval in order to become strong, energetically strong enough to handle that type of manifestation. And for some of you, I see this goes back to like you being a child. It's like the child that just always daydreams of being a star or being a doctor. Or even the child that stands in front of the TV and dances and, you know, is just having a ball. Or is just, you know, outside playing with other kids or by themselves. It's like whatever that child is giving thought to, and they grow up giving that same thought energy. It's like that energy just builds up, and whatever that child was thinking, they end up becoming that as they get older. You know, if the child always wanted to be a star, they eventually become a star. If the child always wanted to be an engineer, they become an engineer. Because they realize that their thoughts had power, and at some point they recognize that their thoughts were affecting their reality. Whether they caught it young or caught it later. And I think this is what's happening to you, Pisces, is that you're realizing in 2020 that your thoughts have been creating your reality. Your energy has been creating your reality. And in certain instances, you have to remember you're a water sign, so you soak up energy. You soak up, you know, you're intuitive. Like I said, you're naturally spiritual. And this is why Spirit wanted me to show you, talk to you about birth charts at the beginning of the video, because Neptune in Pisces is such a vulnerable time for you all. Especially when it comes to your thoughts and what's real, what's fake, what are my thoughts, what are other people's thoughts? Why am I feeling this way? Are these my real feelings? And what I'm feeling or thinking true? It's like this is like the energy you're coming out of. Where it's like, you know, I have power over my thoughts. It's like almost like someone coming into the realization of their power. It's like, you know how in certain, like the animes, I don't know if you watch anime, but there's always a point where the anime character, or even like comic books or like superheroes, there's always a point where they realize their power or just how powerful they are. I feel like that's how it's happening for you right now. And it's a slow process. Some of you are, this relates to love, and you're realizing just how beautiful you are right now. Just how much of a catch you are. You're definitely having like an epiphany realization moment this year as well. Three of Wands. Powerful manifestors you are, Pisces. I mean, I'm telling you, there's something where you realize your thoughts, your words, the energy you put out there has power, whether that's good or bad. And for some of you, you've been operating in a space where you have not realized this. You, for whatever reason, have not realized that you have control over your thoughts. You have power over your thoughts and your energy, and what you invest your thoughts and energy into. It's like a noisy neighbor, like a noisy upstairs neighbor. You live in an apartment or something, and it's like you could invest in the thought of that noisy neighbor angering you and you know, annoying you and so many other things, but it's like, wouldn't it be more worth it to invest in the thought of moving, of making more money so that you can buy a home or a new apartment, a condo, maybe a villa, I don't know, where there's no noisy neighbors and you're living in paradise, in peace and contentment. Because whatever you give thought to is going to manifest, either way. It may not manifest in the way you want it or expect it to, but it's going to manifest somehow. And you're realizing that. It's very Libran. So I don't know what that means. I know that Neptune, your ruling planet, is going to be in your sign for the next 6 years. And I know that Jupiter, your other sign, or your other ruling planet, is going to be in Capricorn for the next year until 2021. So I don't know where that Libra energy is coming from. I could see how it could be maybe Capricorn. But I'm getting like more balance, figuring out the balance of two energies vibe. Which is why I said Libra. But anyways. Pisces, let your emotions come and go and flow like the tides of the ocean. Don't get too attached to how you feel. That's definitely one thing I feel you need to learn somehow, is to not get too attached to how you feel. Because you will feel one way now, but down the line there will be circumstances presented to you, insight given to you, downloaded by you, that will make you feel differently. This is a very intuitive year for Pisces. Like, I see your little antennas are just perking and buzzing with so much information from all over. Like the physical plane, the energetical plane, the astral plane, it's the spiritual ancestral plane, God's, plane. So rest, Pisces. Don't get too attached to one feeling. Give yourself the opportunity, give yourself the... What's the word I'm thinking of? The courtesy of changing your feelings and changing your thoughts. Don't get too attached to one thing. Don't get too attached to one idea. Don't get too attached to one person. Until you know it's real. One way to know it's real is you're not trying to manifest it staying in your life. You've moved on to another manifestation. You moved on to a new idea. It's not, okay, how can I make sure this person stays in my life? How can I make sure I keep this job? It's how can we grow together from now? How can I grow in this company, grow within my role, move up the ladder? That's when you know it's real. It's solid, it's concrete. And now I'm getting an image of like literally the shore of the sea and the water flowing inward and outward, and it's like the water flows inward and it flows back outward into the sea, and there's like a pearl or a treasure chest or a message in some way. Oh my god, that just scared me. Literally just got a message as I said that. Wow. That is so ironic. Wow. I do have a 7th house in Pisces, and oh my god, this is so weird. The 7th house rules business partnerships, love relationships. It's a cute guy too that just messaged me, not for nothing. Alright. Nothing sexual or anything like that. He just said, just normal talk. Anyways. That is just such a weird circumstance of events. But, okay, going back to my analogy, it's like something floats to shore for you. And it floats to shore from you letting things flow inward and outward. Now, I'm not just speaking of your emotions. I'm speaking of your emotions, but I'm also speaking of just your dealings with life itself, your dealings with people, your dealings with opportunities and business opportunities and things like that. Let it flow. Because when you let it flow, you're not, messing up the tides. Okay, so how I get it is going with the flow, Pisces. You allow things to come to you, right? Not getting too attached to something, not getting too attached to someone. But when you try to control the situation, or you get fearful, you get anxious, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, that's when like the flow of the ocean, the shore, the tide gets a little back and forth and chaotic. That chaos starts again, and then the message or the treasure box or the pearl, whatever it is that's being washed ashore for you. And this could happen maybe sometime in the summer specifically. I see a lot of moments where there's going to be something that metaphorically work with me, Pisces. Spirit, shows me images and stuff like that. There's going to be certain things that wash up to shore for you, metaphorically speaking, at different stages of this year. But there's definitely going to be something that washes ashore for you that's definitely emotionally fulfilling. I feel sometime around May or June. All right. And it's like something you realize, it's like, okay, this is solid. But okay, let me go back to my analogy when it's like you get in that stage of chaos and panic and oh my god, and the shore is rocking back and forth. Those pearls or whatever is being washed ashore for you, it gets pushed back. And if the shore or the water gets too chaotic, it eventually just sinks to the bottom. And it's like an opportunity lost. That's how Spirit is showing me. So let it flow. Let the energies flow, Pisces. Okay? That was a good analogy. It's interesting, Pisces. I feel like for you singles and couples, there's been an energy where you feel like you've had to do all the initiating. You've had to do all the work. You've had to do all the reaching out. Because it's like, for some of you, it comes from a feeling of like not being heard, not wanting to be forgotten, not wanting to be abandoned. No, you can't forget me. No, you can't, not answer me. No, you can't ghost me. Like I'm here, remember I'm here. Just saying, hey, just wanted to let you know that I'm still alive. It's like, but the issue is that it's like it's like talking to a brick wall. For some of you. Because it's interesting, Pisces, communication is very important to you. And it's not just verbal communication. It's emotional communication, spiritual communication, energetic communication. So if any of these channels of communication feel off to you in any social dynamic or relationship in your life, it's like you've gotten to this space where oh my god, there's something wrong. Did I do something? How do I fix it? But let the energies flow. You've got to let the energies flow in and outward. You've got to let people get back to you. You've got to let the energies you've just got to let the energies mesh together. It's like, how do I describe this? I'm thinking you Pisces are understanding what I'm saying though, for most of you. And it's the same thing if you're in a relationship. It's like you've maybe not felt heard by your partner, or you've not felt emotionally understood, spiritually understood. There's been an energetic offness maybe to you. It's like something you can't put your finger on. And it's like, whatever it is, it's like, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, but it's not your fault. Sometimes it's the other person. It's like, the other person just isn't as invested in the relationship as you. The other person is going through something. The other person is busy. The other person... It's not always your fault, Pisces. It's not always your fault. And on that same frame, there's not always anything you can do. There's not always anything you can say. And then I go back to like the ocean and certain treasures, pearls or whatever falling, because it just, the energy within the ocean gets so chaotic that it's like opportunities start dropping. And it's like at that point, there's, in certain instances, there is something you can do or say, but don't let it get to that point either, where there's literally nothing you can do or say, because it's just gotten so chaotic and the energies are so imbalanced. Alright? Whether this is a situation outside of you or something within you. Okay? This is a very spiritual, energetical reading. I'm not surprised though, because Neptune is in Pisces right now. So, when it comes to your job and your career, there's definitely decisions that need to be made. What direction do you want to go in? Is this the right direction for me? Can I be successful at this? I'm successful at this, but do I love this? Do I like this? Can I keep doing this? There's so many emotions, so many questions within you, Pisces, just swirling around. And it's like you can't necessarily find an answer. It's like you think things are one way, but life happens and it shows you the real way. Or you want to do something, you start to make moves towards something, and life happens and you've got to go right back to where you started. But you've got to let life happen. You've got to go with the flow. Just because things are thrown your way doesn't mean you have to fall back into that pothole. Don't waste any more time climbing in and out of the pothole, Pisces. For some of you, the pothole is comfortable. But for some of you, the pothole you've been in has just traumatized you so much. It's like walking on eggshells through life kind of thing. And I mean, you've been through some stuff, Pisces. You know, life has not been all roses, lollipops, and gumdrops for you for the past, I would say, since 2010. And also, when it comes to, like, depending on people in your life, there's been something there, too. But you know what, Pisces? You know what all these situations taught you is how to depend on yourself. Most importantly. You know, an independent Pisces who has been through the worst of it, but yet a strong Pisces, an emotionally intelligent Pisces, creative Pisces, is an attractive Pisces. Is a Pisces that attracts people, situations, circumstances to them. Not just attractive on a physical level, you see, but on an energetical, spiritual, metaphysical level as well. When you change your life, Pisces, you change the energy around you. You change the energy that you walk in. You change your energy. Your energy is changing and shifting, and therefore your life is changing and shifting. Remember, I was saying at the very beginning of the video how your thoughts affect your reality. Your energy also affects your reality. The energy of the people around you affect your reality. You could be energetically focused on one reality, but if this person over here is thinking negative thoughts about you or your reality, that's going to affect you and your reality in some way. Some decisions need to be made, Pisces. Some people, things, circumstances, current opportunities need to be let go. Even in certain instances for some of you, future opportunities, because they're just not who you are anymore. But it's okay to sit on it and see how you feel tomorrow or a week from now, a month from now if you have the time. But make a decision and stick to it. Do what's best for you in your spirit. If your energy, your thoughts are focused on a Ford and a Honda is, offered to you, it's okay to walk away from the Honda to wait for the Ford. Alright, I don't know if that was a good analogy. I don't know cars, but I was I was trying to think of some sort of analogy to kind of rein it home, rein it in, alright? Spiritually, energetically, Pisces, you are shifting in 2020. Even some of your eyesight, I see your eyesight improving in some way, shape, or form. Whether this is like your literal physical eyesight, which could come through you, raising to a high vibration. You raise to a higher vibration, you tend to eat better, eat lighter. That could also be positively affecting your eyesight for some of you. But I feel like also it's your third eye, which is also sharpening. Your ability to detect information, download information, make decisions based off of your intuition, your third eye. Things that are not seen but that are understood. Things may move a bit slow. You're definitely going to want things to move faster. Remember, Jupiter is in Capricorn. So it's not necessarily a time to take risks, alright? Right off the bat. It's better to take calculated risks. Alright? Methodical risks. Alright? Planning things out. Which isn't always something you like to do, but during Jupiter and Capricorn season, it's good to have a plan before you take that leap of faith. Alright? It's good to make sure that what's in front of you is solid. Remember, I was saying what you're wanting to manifest or what your focus is not how do I keep this situation, how do I keep this person in my life. It becomes how do I grow in this situation, how do I evolve with this person, with this circumstance, with this opportunity. Does that make sense? And you're going to have a lot of opportunities as your energy changes and becomes lighter, becomes more focused, becomes more intuitive, you operating from your spirit. Just that energy alone is you're going to become more attractive, like I said, on an energetical, spiritual, physical, as well for some of you sense. But remember, not all opportunities are good opportunities, but I don't need to tell you this, Pisces, because your intuition is just going to automatically know which opportunities are good for you and which ones aren't. Alright? Trust your intuition. It's a good time for collaboration, networking, meeting new people as well, Pisces, because you may find that the people you surround yourself with who are also of higher vibration will lift you up in some way, will connect you, plug you into the right places, to the right people, to the right circumstances to elevate your life in a very positive way. This is the Empress. So this is money, this is security, this is living comfortably. But through people you know, through friends, through a network. Through sticking to your goals and not wavering. Enduring whatever life throws your way and saying, okay, life, you know what? You threw me a curveball, you snatched my wig a bit, but I'm going to keep moving forward. That's what you do. And patience. One of your biggest things, Pisces, is going to be patience this year. Things are manifesting for you, Pisces. Know that. 100% sure they are. And like everything you want is manifesting for you because you're putting thought and energy behind it. But be patient. The more patient you are, remember, the more you go with the flow, the better and the more treasures are going to wash up to shore for you. Okay? Beautiful reading, Pisces. I absolutely love this reading. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, Pisces. And I hope I gave you some clarity and insight. Thank you for trusting me once again as your reader. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share with your friends and family. Keep in touch with me on my social media, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Or Lamar Townsend Tarot, on Instagram and Facebook. However, if you want a personal reading, you can check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Remember, I do psychic tarot readings. I also do astrology birth chart readings and natal chart readings as well. And I also do candle work. So check me out. Remember, I do have the New Year special where you get one candle of your choice. You get a 30-minute recorded psychic tarot reading and a 30-minute recorded birth chart reading. We'll be running for a good part of the year, so take advantage of the New Year $100 special now. Love and light, God bless, and no stress. I hope I gave you some clarity and insight for the year ahead, Pisces. And I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you for your own personal reading. Either way, I will see you. Love and light.